So in this video, we're going to talk about coexisting with wildlife in your Florida Community Association. While some communities may be like, what are you talking about? The reality is that we live in Florida and we do have to coexist with many different animals. And in some cases, whether it be gators, snakes, iguanas, and so forth. So in this video, we want to talk about what you need to do or what steps your association can take if you have some of these challenges. First and foremost, the first thing is education and awareness. So if your community association has, let's say, gators, peacocks, iguanas, and so forth, is you want to understand the habitat for that particular animal and also communicate to your residents on the do's and don'ts. So you'd want to either put in a newsletter or send a communication not to leave food outside, or if you have gators within your community because you live either next to mangroves or a swamp, you want to make sure that you're advising the residents that to be careful with their particular animals, especially cats or small dogs, so that way the community's aware of what they need to do and what steps they should take. Next is you want to make sure you're securing trash and recycling bins. For most community associations, this won't be a big problem because there's containers provided by your local county. However, not all associations have this benefit. So if your trash is just left outside and it's not secured, or your recycling bins, you're gonna wanna make sure that you put them in a secure place so that you're not attracting that wildlife over to your community or to your home. Next is regular property inspections throughout your community. So as you're doing, if you're a CAM or if you're a board member, as you're doing your inspections for the community, you just wanna keep an eye out for any signs that wildlife is on the association's property, whether it be droppings, whether it be damage to vegetation because they're eating it, and so forth. So throughout your property inspections, you're going to want to take a peek of what's going on in your community so that if you're seeing that they're in a certain area, that you can identify the area, provide that communication to the residents, and take whatever necessary steps you need to take to protect your residents. Next is making sure that you're working with a professional. So as we mentioned in many of our videos, it's important for community association managers and boards to work with the professionals if it's not something that you know how to deal with. So in this case, with dealing with wildlife animals, you have wildlife management organizations that can assist you throughout the process. You can contact them and they'll let you know if that animal is protected, what steps can and can't be taken, are there any strategies or approaches that could be taken to avoid that animal coming onto your community, such as, let's say, installing fences or some kind of barrier. But ultimately, you want to be working with the right professional that can give you the right guidance to make sure that you're not violating any particular laws or creating a situation where you're endangering the members of your association. So lastly, and most importantly, is if you encounter a wild animal or a dangerous animal in your community, just make sure that you contact a professional and you don't deal with it on your own. If you're a board member, don't put your manager in the position to deal with that. And if you're a manager, definitely don't put yourself in that position to address it. Contact the professionals. So in closing, the goal here is not to eliminate the animal, it's to figure out ways to coexist with the animal within your community and have that right balance between your community and nature itself. So I hope in this video you got a good understanding of how to coexist with the wildlife that does exist here in South Florida. If you have any questions or if you need the contacts to be able to address these particular challenges, please don't hesitate to give us a call. It would be our pleasure to give you that information. If you have any questions or if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to contact us by visiting managedbyaffinity.com. Make sure you give us a 2 thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we have weekly videos coming out. I'll see you in our next video.